Top down one laddies, my name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If huh? Zuko was the or has the split personality. So yeah, in this alternate timeline, Zuko has a power to link of infinity and zero, but he's always been like one minute he might be himself, next minute he might be the one that wants to kill all the villains off. Or the or the yeah. So he's in this alternate timeline, he's suffering from that. He doesn't remember who he is or yeah. So but like through this beginning part, it will get better. Like he has better control of his personalities when we go forward. So yes. So stay tuned for that. All right. So, and I'm also adding Zoomy into this what if because to keep the canon version going, because I'm keeping her quirk of like fire manipulation, but she might get a, or she is gonna get one for all. So yeah, and I'm also adding two new characters, her and her. I don't know what their names would be, but I might make up some names of Sally, and this would be Sally, this would be Crystal. So, yeah. So, without any further ado, let's jump into this what if. So, Zuko and Jimmy were born. And the team, then at age 3, or they have a lot of friends like Bakugo, Todoroki, Ochako, and Momo. And yeah. So then Momo, whom had a crush on Zuko, who, and of course, that all changed when, after the Quirk Doctor thing, I'm not gonna bore ya. Um, so, yeah. With like, oh, so, at the Quirk Doctor, sorry if I made you sick. Quirk Doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero. And then Zumi's happy for that. But then over to Zuko's, he tells him that he doesn't have a quirk. He can't become a hero. And he, as he seems like his unfair, but that's okay. So then, yeah. It seems like everyone or his friends took his phone number off of their phones, and they all stopped talking to him and start talking to Zumi more. So then the Zuko, his body, and he got abandoned too. So Zuko, who was living on the streets, but his power, but he is suffering as some weird mask formed onto his face and as a hoodie. I was trying to draw a hoodie on him, so that's why. As his face he went and slaughtered all the villains all at once. The crime rate that went down to 0. Everyone was confused. As Zuko, when the mask went back, or like disappeared, as he looks up, what did I do? As he washed the blood stains off of his entire body. And as the next morning, so he goes to the normal school. He meets I forgot their names already. I think this one's supposed to be Crystal and yeah. So Crystal, this girl right here, after they met, she could sense something inside of his body. Not just a normal, like, body. As, yeah, Zuko's split personality, as she knew right off the bat that he's suffering from split personalities. Because all in his mind he has to like he has to keep themselves at bay. As both of them hugs him and tells him that no matter what personality comes along, we'll be ready for them. Okay. As after school, she wants him to hang out with her. as they do, as the multiple personality things, and yeah, he, as his anger comes in, and that's one of his personalities. It's called anger. As and they're just friends. They're not like boyfriend and girlfriend thing. Because both of them, or all three of them, were both of them do have, like, both her and her have boyfriends, but they always in like they or they always or their boyfriends always spook out their friends. And making her suffer, or making them suffer. So then when their boyfriends came, they were about to, like, scare off the Zuko. But then they were so he says, "This is my friend," and he, because you kept scaring off other friends, and so make new friends. As he's like, I see, but I'll still spook them. Better not, man. Why? He's suffering from split personality. Let's see if he could split personality. Bam! As Zuko's raging Zuko comes in and straight up punched them right in the chest, faster than you could say chicken. And it was all the way to nanoseconds. Yeah. As her boyfriends get slammed through the wall. As they're both are like surprised about this. As they, yeah, as they see this, as she walks over, or they walk over slowly, not to like send him flying. So then they both like, calm down, Zuko. Go back to your normal Zuko personality. As yeah. As yeah. As their boyfriends ends up respecting Zuko from that day on. As their boyfriend tells them that man, you were right about him having split personalities. I think I saw the devil inside of him. Yeah. So then, yeah, Zuko was done during that same night. Zuko's is. This is all about, like, Zuko's split personalities is trying to take over his entire body. So, yeah, this is the another personality of Zuko. Oh, that, yeah. So, so everyone, or actually the court doctor, read Zuko's file before, or no, actually read the file before, or no, after that. And then he drove all the way to, or no, he called Inko, and when Inko picked up the phone, when, yeah, Inko heard, or so after they, or after she picks up a phone and says, "Hello, this is Inko. Hey, Inko, this is a court doctor." Sure. And did you know that your son, Zuko, is suffering from split personality thing? Hmm? As she says, no. Well, I was reading his file on him, and it said that Zuko, or in his DNA, it said powers of infinity and 0. But on the bottom of it, it said he's suffering from split personality. Let's see. As she literally starts crying, or when she heard that, she can't control herself. Oh, yeah, she could not control herself. Oh, I'm just like, yeah. So when she like goes in, or she wants to, like, as she starts crying her eyes out, as Asashi is like, "What's wrong, Inko?" And after the phone call, she can't believe that her own son is the most powerfulest person in the world. As she literally told Asashi that, I don't know where he's at, but when Asashi heard that their son is actually the most powerfulest one from birth, right? Asashi was like, holy crud. So, yeah. So then they've been looking around for him as he's curled up in the ball, well, in the dark corner. He wants us to have this suffering of his own personality thing, split personalities, to stop. he doesn't want to fight as he's as many or his yeah as and one of them um so the Sashi was, or actually let's say um or actually let's say one of her or one of their like boyfriends walked over and he knew that the or he's not gonna pull a prank on him or try to scare him, but he knows that Zuko is in a lot of pain, so of his split personality thing. So his friend, or actually Zuko's his friend, the one that's gonna help him, as he just calm down, Zuko, please, please. You're I know that you're as he could see different forms of split personalities, is fighting for control over him. As his friend, like her boyfriend, was actually the scientist too. So he wasn't like the yeah. So they so he made a laser thing that calms down all the personalities before her. Just enough to for him to get back to his yeah. So then yeah, Zuko's power level is off the scales. Yeah. As everyone is worried that they might or he might end up hmm. So yeah. So then the heroes try to look around um for him. Zumi or Inko or no, actually Inko told Zumi that her the doctor, court doctor, told Zumi that her brother is more powerful than her. As or as Inko explains to her that he is also he was also told her that the him yeah from birth was he was the most powerfulest one from birth. As she looks at her hand, as she starts to tear up, um, as she can't believe that she thought the longest time she thought she was the powerful one of the family, but no, she was blaming herself for not realizing that it was her brother that and is powerful enough. So then, yeah. So then, yeah. As she was crying, as she could not believe it. That and Bakugo, or Chaco, Todoroki, and Momo were trying to comfort her. As Momo agrees, he should have just kept him. But yeah. So then, yeah, Zuko is too powerful. So not just the heroes, the villains too. Who, or what remains of the villains, as the her boyfriend asks Zuko, "How are you feeling?" I feel like I'm ready to hang vomit out. Out. Yeah. So as he goes over to the nearby toilet thing, as he vomits out. Yeah. Well, I have seen so many sides of you, Zuko, that when I was trying to keep you stable, well, I saw was the one mask over your face and hoodie guy with your angry side. Like so many sides to you. Like how many split personalities do you have? To be honest, I don't even know. The Because it's been eh, I've been having these a lot. Um, that first was it was after I was born, and when I was only 2 years old. I had them since I was 2 years old. And man, your parents didn't even acknowledge you that? My goodness. Yeah. So Zuko ends up beating her, or like so so then he explains that since from that day or from that day on was it got worse and worse. As Zuko says, it's then you know how we all have to go through the quirk doctor to see if we're quirkless or quirked. Yeah. Well, I was quirkless. Yeah, I could tell, but when when I when the beam hit your to calm all your personalities down to zero, then your or it said, and you have powers of infinity and zero, and from birth. So that makes you the only person in the world that has a power instead of a quirk. Yeah. So basically, yeah, from that day on, as he tells after the Quark Doctor, it seems like I just fell off a cliff. Huh. And and got abandoned. As then his flashbacks of his what he has done to those villains, as he starts to cry, like had he starts to cry up as he could not control himself. Yeah, as yeah, because he was pretty much, he just can't. As the what did you see? Well, I had a flashback of the one of the personalities is killed almost all the villains. Nolans. As he's like latched onto his arms. As he's yeah. He's suffering. As the next day the Zuko, or last couple weeks, he didn't show up. Um, but at the Quark Doctor's office, or no, actually, at the sports festival, Zuko he transformed into a guy, like a normal, buffed up dude in the shadows. He, as, yeah, Zumi won against, like, she basically won all three matches. And yeah. So then I'm skipping the rest of the sports festival. So the internship thing, of course, Zuko did, or one of the villains that he killed off was actually Hero Killer Stain. Got killed by Zuko. So Tenyan's brother didn't get killed by, yeah. So then so let's do a time skip to who All Might versus All for One. As All Might was down, but he did put up a good fight. And he ends up getting, so they were like at there. There we go. So Zuko's was basically, he transformed back into Superman, basically. So Zuko, or so not like Superman, but because Zuko has the powers of infinity and zero. So yeah. So All for One tells All Might that if you want to save the kid from his personalities, you need to kill him. As All Might says, no, I won't kill him. He wants, or I want to help him. That's what the heroes always do. Huh. Now, time for you to die. As before he even used his laser, he immediately gets punched right in the side. Right in the side, like basically this side, the one that I'm highlighting right here. Punched right into that. So hard that even under a nanosecond, sending All for One flying sideways into a building. And Zuko was standing there as he comes in, or no, he flies all the way to All for One when he was in midair, as he's punching him around all the way around the globe. As he grabs All for One, flies him all the way to the space, as he says that Zuko at this point was punched All for One all the way into outer space. But then all those personalities of his fused into one. Then it was only Zuko. Yeah. So, yeah, Zuko ends up, he does this, Nunley's speed thing all the way to the sun. He gets flicked all the way. Boom. And, yeah. Only thing that was left, and yeah, Zuko ripped off the helmet, broke off the helmet of All for One before kicked him into the sun. Yeah, All for One died that fateful day. He went out with a bang. So yeah, because it was not just a normal kick. It was the super powered kick. So then when he traveled back to Earth, he comes out of water as the news companies sees him. And whatever happened to All for One, as one of them asked. Oh, this one that... Here's his helmet. As they see a broken helmet of All for One. Where is he now? As he looks at... I kicked him all the way to the sun. And some of them are terrified of why this kid is so overpowered. As they're like asking him, what is your quirk? Do you mean my ability? Abilities? The I don't have a quirk compared to the rest of you. I'm quirkless. But I have the abilities of infinity and zero. As everyone was shocked that someone or he's a new type of quirkless that they never found out. Yeah. So Zuko was more focused kind. Yeah. So then he flew back to his usual spot that he sleeps at. Or he tries to sleep at. Because he sleeps anywhere. So Nezu wants everybody like they know that he is the strongest one out of the bunch. But everyone was agrees is that, and everyone or even Nezu was like, why did why did the yeah. So but what next day was Zumi was walking to UA, but stops as she turns to facing the dark hallway. She goes down it, and she saw her own brother sleeping, being like a typical kid. As she walks up, approaches him slowly, picks him up, and hugs him. And she basically calls her mother. I found Zuko. And when Inko heard that she found when Zumi found her brother, she was like literally almost. She literally got up and she walked all the way to Zuko and and then Inko took Zuko home as she could not believe it. She's happy that her own brother, or no, her own son is the, yeah. So, yeah, Zuko wakes up in his bed. And because, let's say they had two beds, or no, his sister has one bedroom, he has the other, and then his parents share the same bed room. So, yeah. Zuko, oh, oh, he sleeps like a rock. And he wakes up, um, all drowsy. And as he wakes up, as he gets up, and he could sense it's his home. As he starts to tear up, because he's might be afraid of him getting, or he might be, yeah. So then he walks over, and she says, "Good morning, Zuko," and she like hugs him. He, she did put fresh clothes on him before, and he did go to shower before. And as he's like, as they know that because she told him that we apologized. Yeah. So please, before we go, please wait for part 2 to be filmed. So peace out, y'all.